But yeah, it is. It's a good
retelling.
It is.
If you take it for what it's worth, it's just a good retelling.
Yeah.
But there's so much more.
There's so much more. And I can't wait.
Hello, I'm Kristen.
I'm Spencer.
And this is Fizz and Fiction.
Welcome.
Whoop whoop.
Cheers. Cheers early. What are we drinking? What fizz are we drinking?
This is a French wine with a Jupiter picture on the front of it. So,
I mean, wine label makers, they have to know.
How fun would it be to be a wine label maker?
Ooh, I feel like that's a fun job.
It'd be a fun job. But yeah, like, every girl I know chooses wine based on first price.
Absolutely.
And then the label.
Price, label, and
But
then...
we're more cultured now, so we do know to look for
I will say...
a French or an Italian wine.
Yeah, I do... no offense to Napa Valley, but I used to not look, and then and then after we went, and I would always when we drank wine, like back in like college and stuff, I would always have the worst hangovers.
Oh my god, wine headaches are so horrible.
And then we went to France, and we just drank wine there, and it was hangovers were non-existent.
We drank like a whole bottle to ourselves.
Yeah, to ourselves. And wake up and be like, what are we doing today?
Tour the city. Let's go.
Yeah, like I'm ready. So I will say, even when I do look at like France and Italy, I still look at the labels just for them. Just like, okay, like let's see what a good label looks like. But now I know like what to look for as far as like the kind.
And it's not even about price. Like cheap wine from there is still somehow less painful.
Yeah, this bottle I got at Total Wine was like $25.
Yeah, mine was like 18, I think.
Yeah, I'm just like, if it's under 30, I'm like, okay, we're doing good.
Yeah, we're not quite rich enough to have a wine cellar.
I mean...
But our wine person did tell us, one of the places we went, they were like, you really shouldn't be like letting wine sit forever. Like, that's not the point of buying wine.
Right. And
which I loved.
Yeah, and I'm really bad about that. Like, I'll just get, I'll have a bottle... and I'll buy it for some reason, or somebody will give it to me. Yeah. Like when I moved into my house, like several people that gave me bottles of wine, and one of them I still have, and I'm just like, I need to just drink this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do have my bottles from France.
Yeah.
And I did that thing, I don't know if you've seen it on TikTok, but I wrote like 3 goals on it for the year.
Oh, I like that.
And you like can open it when you've like hit that goal.
Oh, I like that a lot, because mine are just like in there for a random special occasion, but then a special occasion comes up, and I'm like, is this special enough?
Yeah, so you should put your own like special occasion decision on it.
Yeah, that's a good.
When I do this.
Yeah.
When I do this.
I like that. I like that. I like that.
Okay, that was our wine tangent.
Yes.
What we're really here today to talk about is fiction. And we're talking about
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
A Court of Thorns and Roses. ACOTAR.
It's so funny because when I just like shorthand ACOTAR, I'm thinking about the whole series. Yeah. But this is actually ACOTAR.
This is actually ACOTAR.
Yeah.
That's where it all started.
Yeah, that's where it all started. Our books are different. And she has the OG. I have the new one.
Like, what? Why is there... Oh, that's the wolf that gets its heart pierced.
Oh, yeah,
That's a choice. That's a choice.
I don't love it.
I don't love it. I mean, this is like Farah. You got her tattoos down there.
Yeah, I like yours better.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this is what we have. I think one day, when all of... Basically, it's going to have to take, like, Sarah J Maas to retire.
Okay.
I'm going to get, like, the pretty special editions. But I don't understand people who do that when a series isn't done.
Because you might not get it, the rest of them again?
Like, what if they don't... Because, like, people who have...
Like, the ones where they, like make a new, like...
no, like the people who get the special editions where it's like pretty
painted,
like and like makes a picture. But I'm like, there's gonna be another one.
I've seen it for Throne of Glass, and that one makes sense to me.
That one makes sense. That's the only one that makes sense.
I haven't seen it for these before, but yeah,
I've seen one for these, and it's just like, and it's Valaris on the thing.
Oh, that's pretty though.
It is. It's really pretty.
I see what you're saying.
But like, you should get a new one.
She's planning on making another one.
Exactly. I'm like, what?
Do you know what I've always wanted to buy? Have you seen those things that are like page overlays?
No.
It's like a vellum. You know what vellum is? Like, it's like kind of see-through, but it's like thick. Okay. People use it for like wedding invitations a lot. Yes. Yeah. So it's like a vellum page, and it's like you've seen like the drawings, like but it's like it like fits into your book, and they like will illustrate a scene. Ooh. They're so pretty. I think I'll have to send you them on. I think they're on Etsy.
That's cool. And you just like know to put it on a certain
the artist. You can like buy like a pack and it like has like maybe 5 scenes in it, and it tells you like what page to put it on.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I really wanted to like buy those before.
That sounds really pretty.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, we're talking about ACOTAR.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And so I feel like ACOTAR is what got you into this whole world.
It is.
So let's hear your experience with that.
It's what started it all. It was a very slippery slope. I had this book. Kristen got this book for me for Christmas in like 2000 and...
You think it was before? You think it was during the pandemic?
It was during the pandemic. So it was either December of 2020 or December of 2021.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
And it sat on my bookshelf for
a long time.
A minute.
I didn't want to pressure her.
Yeah. You can't lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
And it sat on my bookshelf like many books do. Sorry, my TBR. And I can't even remember what really prompted me.
I think it's because Sarah finished it and then Courtney was talking about it with us at Kickball, maybe.
And Rachel had started it.
Yeah. So a few other friends. So it wasn't because of me. It was because our other friends had started it. She's like, I guess I'll read it now.
I think it just started like coming up more in conversation, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I need to like start this.
Yeah.
And obviously it probably was like on Book Talk. Yeah. And so I started it. Look back at my note that I had for it. Started it on March 7th. Finished it on March 8th.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
I don't think I realized that you read it in a day.
Absolutely.
This is pretty short though. How many pages is it?
It's like 4.
I don't know why I asked you. I have a book in my hand.
It's like 400. A little over 400.
Which is like very short for a Sarah J Maas book.
Yeah, let me see. Oh yeah, the last edit on my original note, it ended on May 8th at 2:35 in the morning. Bless you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, so, you know.
That's how she has read books from then on.
Yep.
Till 3 a.m.
Started that trend. It was the start of I gotta finish it tonight.
Yeah. I did buy this book for 3 of our friends for Christmas this past year.
Yeah, and I don't think any of them read it yet.
They have not. But again, you can't force anyone to read it.
Yeah, because when you do, it's just the whole world opens up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm slowly...
And I am so glad, I know we've talked about this before, but I am so glad that I read this one first. Because I know you read Throne of Glass first.
Yeah, but I've always read fantasy. And
yeah.
You were more like
contemporary romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's like if you're someone who has not read fantasy and you want to get into Sarah J Maas,
or any of the worlds, or like
if you want to get into fantasy, period. Honestly,
I think it is
It's a great way to start.
It is. It's a great way to start because honestly, it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling,
which is so approachable.
It is. It's like, okay, I can relate to this as far as like tying it back to Beauty and the Beast. It's very much has like common themes.
Yeah.
And the gist, this human girl. There's like the human world and the fairy world.
Yeah.
They're all on the same continent. There's a wall between them. It starts with her killing a fae.
She's poor and hungry.
She's the youngest of her sisters. Her family sucks. She's hunting. She doesn't accidentally. She purposely.
Yeah.
Kills a fae.
She's kind of like, I don't care if that's a fae or not. We need food.
Mm-hmm. And like wants to like a hide to like sell. Mm-hmm. And so she kills them, and then that's when another like fae from the other world, the other
side of the wall.
Yeah, the side of the wall comes and enacts a centuries-old treaty where a life for a life, so you have to come with me.
Yeah.
It's very much Beauty and the Beastie. Like, you are my prisoner, but not prisoner. And then, without getting too much into it, because you can't like really, without getting into spoilers, but we're going to talk about spoilers.
Beauty and the Beast retelling.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast retelling.
So if you haven't read it, go read it.
Yep.
It's worth it. The hype is real.
I'm
sure you've all heard of it, and you're like, oh, is it actually good?
It is. It is, and it's such a good bridge into the fantasy world.
And I hear all this time, too, the discourse around, like, people, like, really sell it as, like, oh, the second book is so good. Like, you're going to love the second book. Like, just get through the first book. But really, the first book is good.
First book is not bad.
It's not bad. People, like, really... I think that makes them hesitate, because everyone's like, I have to get through a whole book to even like it. And it's like, you really don't. Like, the first book is good.
Yeah.
It's more straightforward, but it's really a good book.
It's laying the groundwork.
Yeah.
But yeah. If you want to bridge into fantasy, this is what you need to read.
Just don't go getting any tattoos before you read the second book. Have you seen that on TikTok?
Yes.
This girl got a tattoo for a main character in this first book, and that's not where the story ends.
No.
And she regretted it later, so just a fair warning there.
Don't get any tattoos.
Yes. But yeah, that's spoiler free. Get out of here, come back later. Because as a, what should I say? Overarching warning here, we're going to be spoilering
the whole series.
The whole series, not just the first book.
Yeah.
We have read the whole series, so we really don't have an ability to...
Can't really differentiate.
...stop ourselves. So if you have not read the entire series, it's probably not safe to listen to this.
It's not safe.
I'm sorry.
It's not safe.
We want the ability to be able to, like, talk about...
Because we know... Yeah, because we know where these characters go to.
And I can't pretend...
I can't pretend not to know. We can't pretend not to know.
Sorry,
if you know, you know, but you can't pretend not to know.
Yeah, so you're... Like, come back when you read the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you just, like, don't care about spoilers, so...
See you then.
Okay. Bye, guys. Bye. And then come back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Let's get into it. Okay. So, I was skim rereading this last night. And I feel like Tamlin is the embodiment of save the crazy for later.
He hides your crazy.
He does. He fucking hides his... And not that... Because he's stern and whatnot, like, in this book. But, like, he's also... Like, okay, well, let me show you around. Like, you know, here's the gallery and blah, 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 blah. Like...
Because he's very much like Beast at the beginning. He's kind of like...
he is.
Like, ugh, fine.
Yeah, and he, like, you can tell that he, like, grows to like her.
Yeah.
And kind of understand... They, like, grow to understand each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, he very much is Hydra crazy. Because even rereading, like, the first little bit, I'm like, you know, you see kind of signs of it, but it's also, like, he could just be any guy that's in a hard place.
Any male, yeah.
Yeah,
because, like, to be fair, he does have it hard when you meet him.
Yeah, like, the whole Blythe thing, like, their mask are there, and, like that, they're basically under the rule of Amarantha.
Yeah, like, it's been a rough 50 years.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he is very much... He's hide the crazy.
Like, you think that the things that you see that could be red flags, you're like, oh, you're excusing them because, like, what he's dealing with right now.
Absolutely.
And I think Feyre probably is, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, like, okay, so I was looking at my notes.
Yeah, let's go back to past Spencer.
Okay, so the first thing on my note was, like, and I like, skim read it last night, and it still hit home. The first thing I, like, wrote about was the winged fairy that they brought that lost his wings.
Oh.
It's like one of the scenes that kind of like brings them together a little bit, but she's in Spring Court, and it's like this fae or fairy or whatever, Amarantha, and you don't know it's Amarantha at the time, because he's just like, he comes in, he's like bleeding from the back, and Lucian and Tamlin bring him in, and he just keeps repeating, like, she took my wings, she took my wings, she took my wings. And it's so sad. And it was sad then, and it was sad again. And I was like, oh. And he dies. Yeah. And Feyre feels so bad because she, and she, like, sits with him while he dies. And she just feels so bad for killing the one in the beginning.
Yeah.
She's like, I shouldn't have done that. And she's like, I'm so sorry.
You know, Feyre actually does kill quite a few people.
Yeah, her hands are not clean.
Her hands are not clean.
They got some blood on them.
Like, you kind of forget about it sometimes, because she's like, because who she is at her core, I feel like it's not really a fighter, so to speak.
Yeah, it's hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, not fighter, but like, I will stalk you.
It's like survival.
Yeah.
Like, everything she does is kind of for survival.
Yeah.
Honestly.
But man, but you know what rereading the first part of it just solidified how much her family sucks.
Oh man, I understand that they've gotten redemption arcs,
but have they?
But not in my eyes. Even her dad is awful.
Her dad sucks. Nesta sucks. Elaine is boring as hell. I'm not looking forward to that book.
I'm not. They have to inject some personality into her.
You have to. You know what she, like, when I read her,
what?
She reminds me of just, like, how I feel about Ginny Weasley in the Harry Potter books. Not the books, the movies. How she has no fucking personality.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's what I feel like.
And Harry's in love with her.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't understand. But yeah, it reinforced how much her family sucks.
And it makes me so mad because she's the youngest.
Yes!
She is the youngest. Nesta needs to be out there providing.
Nesta sucks. I'm sorry.
I will die on this hill.
She's had a redemption.
I've read it. It's not
redemption arc.
She's not a better person.
She's not.
And you understand why. I don't understand why.
No.
I don't
have any sympathy
She's
for her.
a bitch because she failed everyone. Yeah, you did fail everyone. Yeah. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That's the truth.
She had, and they, try to get sympathy for her because she had, later on has, all the cauldron stuff in her. I'm like, I have no sympathy for you because she's still a bitch.
She's mad that they saved your life. I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Through the whole series. And, when rereading the first one, it just, hammered it home. I was like, she's always been this way.
Because don't they, I'm trying to remember the beginning. Don't they, she does go and get something and has a little bit of money. And they, immediately go and, buy dresses, don't they, or something?
So after she kills a deer and the Fey Wolf.
Yeah.
She gets their pelts. She sells them for a lot.
Yeah, she does well.
And she gives them, a portion of it. And basically is, be responsible with this. Don't buy
frivolous things. Yes. We're poor.
And they just
immediately
they spend it all in she's they spend it all in the afternoon. And they still give her crap.
Yeah, because they still want her to use her money to buy them food. Yeah, at that point
they're like, oh, you're not doing a great job hunting and stuff. I'm like, you get out there and do it. Oh, when she comes back,
so mad.
One of the first nights she comes back and there's no wood to keep the fire going. Yeah. And she's turns to Nesta. She's like, I thought you were gonna chop wood. And Nesta's like, well, you're better at it. I'm like, Nesta, you can eat it.
I hate it so
What's that thing that I wanted to start using? That was from Love is Blind. You kick rocks with bare feet. You kick rocks with bare feet. That was such a good line. But yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh my god.
Nesta, you can kick rocks with bare feet.
Yeah, hate.
And Elaine is just so...
She's still older than Feyre. She should be able to do something.
Yeah, and their dad. They all just suck. Ugh, and it just reminded me of it.
And it's so interesting because, you kind of forget the part of their stories that they used to be rich.
Yeah, and he not gambled it.
I think that he put it all on a ship and the ship, sank or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so, I think that that's, a part of her story that I always forget about.
Yeah. Because that's part of the reason they had Nesta has such resentment for them. Because they used to live this life and then...
lavish.
Yeah, and then he...
And they were, promised, they were going to be, marrying well-off people. Yeah. And I don't think, Elaine's not engaged yet, is she?
No, she's not. Yeah.
Ugh. But, that's what they see that their place is to, get married and, get the hell out of, the poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of, doing anything remotely helpful.
We suck so bad.
But she makes it to the spring court. Or is that what's your next note then?
My next note? My next note is so funny.
Oh, God.
Looking back. It says, I'm going to be so mad if Tamlin is actually a bad guy. Little did I know.
Maybe you did know in your heart.
Right? Maybe I did.
Well, yeah, I think that you probably, at least heard whispers about, I'm sure, if you were on Book Talk at that point, you're probably who is this guy? Why is no one talking about Tamlin anymore?
No.
Really?
No. I used to
past it.
I would only on Book Talk look at top 5 recommendation stuff.
Okay.
I never looked at if it was
theories.
If it was anything like that. I was like
that's smart.
Yeah.
So you really just had a concern.
Yeah, I just had a concern. Well, and then now these books have trained me
to not trust
to never
any man.
To never trust any kind of love interest.
Yeah.
That's why, when we read Fourth Wing, I was like, oh no.
I know, and it's there was some book
talk. And now I'm like, should I even trust Xaden? Because it's I don't even...
There was some book talk book, I don't even know what it is, but they were this is enemies to lovers, and book 2 is lovers to enemies. And I was like, what? You can do that? Why?
Reverse.
Why?
Reverse.
Why?
Yeah. This book... this series taught me to never trust.
It's the new love triangle.
Yeah.
Don't trust the first love interest.
Never trust the first love interest. And now I don't. But let's see my next note. Oh yeah, her family does not deserve her. Oh. My next note is most beautiful man she's ever seen. Talking about Reese. I was like, what the hell? Because at this point, and I was telling you this earlier, Reese does not show up in this book until halfway through it.
Yeah.
You are... And that's why I think she did such a good job.
Not letting you think that was... where this was going.
Yeah, because it's like, it very much comes off as a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so your mind is telling you that it's Tamlin.
Tamlin's endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this Reese guy comes in and you're like, who's this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Who's this like schmoozer? And you just don't know yet. But he is. He's halfway through the book and he comes and he meets her at that sex festival or whatever it is. I forget what it's called.
I don't remember. This is bonfire night.
Yes.
Bonfire night.
God. Oh, that sounds so adolescent saying bonfire night. Who gets Tamlin? Yeah.
He's like extra horny for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't really understand that part of the...
Yeah, it's something weird like that. But, oh my gosh, but reading it back where he's like, I've been looking for you.
The audios on TikTok that say things like that.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh my gosh. I need this TV show now. Just for that line.
Yeah.
And they better cast him so well.
To the nines.
I'm like, you have to use a nobody.
Yeah, I don't want anyone famous. I'm sorry.
You have to, as much as like I love Henry Cavill as like
every single fantasy.
Yeah, you can cast him in anything.
Yeah.
But that's just like in my dreams, but I feel like you have to use a no name for this casting.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise...
You don't need any preconceived, like, notions or, like, pressure on him.
Yeah, I don't need to be, like, taken out of it because it's somebody you know from X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Like, it has to just be, like, a no name.
A hot nobody.
Hot nobody. Sarah J Maas. Sarah J Maas. Hot nobody.
Hot nobody, please.
Hot nobody, please. And whoever, they dropped it from Hulu.
I thought that was a rumor.
No. It wasn't a rumor. Well... They didn't drop it. They, like, put it in, like, a backlog kind of thing. Which is, they're, like, talking about how a lot of shows that do that never make it. So...
Eventually, she'll get the right... Like, usually they buy the rights for X number of years, and then it'll expire, exactly. And then she can, like, shop it around again.
HBO!
Oh, HBO would kill this, I feel like.
HBO would kill this.
They would.
I kind of don't want to do an
Amazon. Game of Thrones.
I don't want to go on Amazon because sometimes stuff goes to Amazon.
The Lord of the Rings stuff didn't work out that well.
Yeah. It wasn't good. I didn't like it.
No.
But yeah, HBO.
Hot nobody, please.
Hot nobody, please. But yeah, he doesn't come in through half this book.
But he, like, saves her, doesn't he? The first thing he does is, like, save her.
He does. That's what... These, like, creeps are at that stupid sex festival, and while Tamlin's off just, like, getting his...
Yeah.
He comes, and he's like, oh, I've been looking for you. And, yeah, those sounds on TikTok.
It's like that first... It's, like, not that first. It's like that, like, when girls are at a bar... I've only seen this, like, in a TV show, I feel like. And the guy walks up and is like, oh, there you are.
Yeah.
It's
like an obvious creep is, like, by you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, love that. Yeah. Here for that trope. I don't know what we call that trope.
I don't either.
Here for it. Here for that.
It's almost like fake dating, but, like, very quickly.
Yeah. It's like a fake meet cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here for it.
Yes.
But, yeah. So, I think she does a good job of making you believe it's Tamlin.
Yeah.
Because it's like half the book is Tamlin.
Yeah. And then when we don't get under the mountain, how far along do we get under the mountain?
It's like more than halfway through. Because, the festival happens and then,
what gets her under the mountain?
Well, she comes back, like,
she goes to the real world again.
Yeah, like, Tamlin, like, sends her away. They, like, do it and then he's like, leave. Like, and that's, like, very much in... whatever with Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Like, go back home to your family.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be safe because he doesn't think she's safe there anymore.
Yeah.
And because of something or other. And then she's like, hasn't told Tamlin she loves him. Mm-hmm. But she loves him and goes back and that's when she goes, like one of the servants, I think, like, tells her how to get there or something.
Because he has to go back every now and then. Like, he's technically free, but not really.
Yeah, because she comes back, after she goes home, she comes back and there's nobody in Spring Court. They're gone.
Yeah.
And the servants who tells her, like, basically what's been going on. And that's when she finds out about Amaranth and, like, Under the Mountain and how she's, like, kind of usurped the High Lords. And then she goes under the mountain and then she goes through her challenges to solve the riddle that I don't know how she didn't solve in the first place.
You know, I, like, see on TikTok all the time, like, how does she not know? But, like, I don't remember if I, like, figured it out. I don't remember.
Yeah. I think I remember.
What's the riddle itself? What is it?
Oh, yeah.
Let me see.
It's probably better to Google it.
Yeah, I'm Googling it.
But she defeats the worm.
Which I love this on TikTok where it's like, what she wants you to think the worm looks like with what I imagine the worm looks like. It's like that SpongeBob worm. Yeah. It is.
It is.
Like the Alaskan whatever bull worm.
It's so funny.
Okay. Here's the riddle. Did you figure the riddle out? There are those who seek me a lifetime, but never we meet, and those I kiss, but who trample me beneath ungrateful feet. At times I seem to favor the clever and the fair, but I bless all those who are brave enough to dare. By large my ministrations are soft-handed and sweet, but scorned I become a difficult beast to defeat. For though each of my strikes land a powerful blow, when I kill, I do it slow. What am I? Love.
And it's hard for me to put myself back there to remember if I knew it or not.
Though I know
if I have a note.
Knowing the way I read, I probably didn't even try and figure it out. I just kept going.
That is so true.
But I just kept going with it. Do your notes.
Hold on, let me see. This is one of my notes. She better not fall for someone other than Tamlin unless he's actually a bad guy, then screw Tamlin. That's literally a note that I have.
Is that after Rhysand then?
Yeah, it was after Rhysand.
Yeah.
Thorns and all. But I said, I can already see the writing on the wall. Reese is a tortured soul bad boy that she's going to be spending every week with. Every month with. And I don't like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the chat. Oh, before that though, the more blood on Feyre's hand. When she's like, my name is Claire. My name's Claire, it's fine. And she straight up gets a girl killed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a whole
thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's under the mountain. She's doing her riddles.
Yeah.
Or her trials.
Kept prisoner.
She killed the worm. She can't read. Which is, it makes sense.
It makes sense. It really does.
Because she got poor before she probably went through reading lessons, I guess.
Yeah.
But
her mom died.
It's just so funny to me that she can't read.
Yeah, the memes about that are really funny. Her writing notes. It's really funny.
There's one TikTok that was make the comment section look like favorite history, and everything's misspelled.
That's so awful. It's so funny.
But I think one of her challenges is pulling the right lever or something.
Yeah.
And her logic behind which one to pull.
So Reese is in her head at that point.
Yeah.
And knowing what I know now,
So do you think that was... Okay, actually, I do have a question here.
What?
Was he in her mind? He wasn't in her mind because she was his mate yet.
I think so.
You think so? Even though she was still human?
I think so.
It wasn't the
I think the mate bond is so strong. It transcends.
Can he get in everyone's mind? Can he get in everyone's mind? I can't remember now.
I can't remember.
I can't either now.
I want to just say that it's mates because we're mates. Yeah, that's just...
Did she already have the tattoo? When did she get...
No.
So the challenges. So she...
Yeah, she doesn't have the tattoo on her hand yet.
She does not. Because that's when she almost died. She gets it after she almost dies.
Yeah. At the end of it. So, she does the lever thing. Reese is in her head. I think it's because they're mates. But, feel free to contradict me. Interpret as you will. And then the last one is when she has to kill people.
Is that the last challenge?
Mm-hmm. When she has to kill. They put the three...
Yeah, the Fae
in front of her. And then the third one's Tamlin.
Mm-hmm.
And she stabs him because he has the heart of stone. And they've referenced that throughout the whole book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But does she tell him that she loves him?
Yes.
She has to tell him that she loves him at some point. That's part of the thing, too.
So she doesn't. She stabs him. And then Amarantha doesn't, honor her deal.
Mm-hmm.
But then Feyre, I think, as he's dying or something. Or no, he's not dying. But then she admits that she loves him and then breaks the curse.
What she didn't know existed. No one told her about the curse, I don't think. Did they?
I don't think they did. If they did, I don't remember it.
So she's kind of what?
Because it's if... Oh, yeah. No, I think the servant does.
Oh, the one that's nice to her?
When she comes back, she tells her it's to a human who's hated Fae has to confess her love for one.
Mm-hmm.
And because she killed the Fae, it's she hated them. And then it's was Tamlin just
using her,
banking for this the whole time?
It's not a great look.
That's also something she did really well was because the curse broke because she did love him.
She genuinely believed she loved him.
She genuinely believed she loved him, and the curse broke, so you're okay, well, this is endgame.
Yeah.
Because Their love.
But it also is, I guess it kind of comes into question, like, was it just Stockholm Syndrome? Like, and she I think she's another one of her characters that's, like, never been loved.
Yeah.
Like, after her mom died, I don't, like, her sisters do not love her.
No.
Her dad might love her, but he doesn't, like, know how to function anymore.
Yeah, he's not a good provider.
So the second some man shows her any kind of, like, love, she, like, falls for it.
Got some trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does such a good job of making me believe that he was. Because the curse broke, and it had to break because she loved him.
Because she loved him.
And she did.
And it seems like he loved her.
Yeah, I think he loved her.
I think he did too.
His love ends up being toxic.
Yeah.
Like, hella toxic.
Yeah.
And hella controlling. Like, even I love a good alpha male, but he is not a good... He is not a good alpha male.
No, he's
the wrong kind of alpha male. He's the kind of alpha male that, I like the kind of alpha male that knows that, like, even though I'm an alpha male, like, you are still your own person.
He's, like, keeping her safe for his own sake, not for her sake. Absolutely. And I think that's the difference.
Yeah. Ooh, can we talk about how interesting I forgot Lucien was?
Yeah,
she does not do him justice in the later books.
Well, I'm wondering if we'll get more of him in Elaine's book because she's, like, his mate or whatever.
Do you love... I see these things on TikTok and Instagram where they're talking about how much they allude to Elaine
being part of the Spring Court.
And they're like, oh, maybe her mate is Tamlin or whatever. And people in the comments are like, do they just totally forget that, like, she's already told us that her mate is Lucien?
Yeah.
Then people are just like, ignore it.
Have you seen the things that are like, her mate's actually Azriel, and Rhys has broken into her mind and Lucian's mind to make them feel like they're mates?
But why would he do that?
Because he doesn't want Az tied to her.
Oh. No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because it's like the same kind of power that Maeve had.
Oh.
And she did that with Rowan.
But do we think Rhys would do that?
I don't know.
But, like, why? I mean, like...
I don't know.
I just don't know what his end game would be.
I don't either.
Like, Elaine's not that. I mean, she's just boring as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if it was someone that was... Like, if he was Amaranthin's mate, like, maybe.
I've seen that, too. Well,
yeah.
Or with Tamlin.
Yeah, that was his mate.
Yeah. There's an interesting one, too.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's like, she's gone, sorry.
But yeah, we'll see how that works out. I guess, like, I don't care about Elaine, so I don't really care if she's Tamlin's mate.
But I care about Az and Lucien, and that's why I'm so mad.
I like them, yeah. They get saddled with Elaine.
Like, that's the love triangle? That's the girl you're love triangling over, is her?
Because I did like Gwen. I know we're getting way off topic right now. But I like Gwendolyn, is that her name?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, she'd be cute with Az.
Mm-hmm. And I think that is probably gonna, I feel like that'll come into play.
Yeah, if you really want to keep her as Lucian's mate.
Yeah.
But sorry, back to this. I do like Lucien. And he's the only one I feel like looking out for Feyre.
Yes. In this book, he
really does.
He's so good in this book.
Yeah.
And, like, he's the one that she kind of, like, she trusts him before she trusts Tamlin.
Yeah, and she, like, confides in him and stuff.
Yeah. And, like...
He's had a rough go of things.
He has had a rough go of things.
Because his dad kicked him out.
Yes. The
Autumn Key.
Basically, like, sold him to the Spring Court.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's your problem now. Like, I already have sons, and here you go.
Because he's not the oldest, I don't think, right?
Mm-mm, yeah. He's not the oldest. But yeah, I was, like, rereading scenes with him, and I was like, man, and not that he's not interesting in the other books, but I feel like he just doesn't get a lot of, like, screen time. Well, and if he does, it's about Elaine, and I'm just like, ugh.
Because especially in, like, the last one, it was like he was staying away from her on purpose.
Yes.
Because she didn't want to see him. Mm-hmm. Which I think is a little bit unfair.
I know. It's just like he wants to be... he made me so sad, and I can't remember which book it was in, but it might have been the Cassian Nesta book where... or maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was the second or third. I forget. But when basically... like, Tamlin's losing his mind.
Yeah, he was destroying everything.
And Lucien, like, basically doesn't have anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, Tamlin was his brother, and he's, like, has this loyalty to him, but he's obviously lost his mind, and he's just, like, and he sees this, like, kinship in the Night Court, and he's like, where do I go?
Yeah.
And I feel bad. After rereading, like, some of this, I felt like another surge of like sympathy for him because I'm like, he loses out a lot.
He does.
And he's stuck with Elaine.
So I'm hopeful for his book.
Yes, I hope that. Yeah,
I'm not excited for Elaine.
Yeah, maybe they'll breathe some life into her.
Yeah. Oh, and then
But I really enjoyed him in this book.
Yeah.
I just like him in general. Tamlin doesn't deserve him.
No, Tamlin doesn't deserve anybody, really.
No. And then they make the deal in this book that she'll go and visit the Night Court.
Because when she's about to die. Mm-hmm. Because I think it's before the very last challenge.
No, it is. He makes a deal with her, like, to help her or something.
Yeah, because he also, like, sends music down her little bond.
Oh, yeah. Looking back, I'm like, damn, I should have been reading the signs.
I think he sent, like,
she had me brainwashed.
A vision of Starlight, too.
She had me brainwashed.
She's good at that.
Oh, yeah. I love the, like, memes or, like, reels that are, the one part under the mountain where she kind of gets away and Tamlin, instead of just, like, taking her away from this awful place where they, like, a chance when they could escape, he, like, is, like, defiling her in a closet, and Rhys, like, opens it, and he's like, what are y'all doing? Yeah, he's like, you could have used this time to escape, but you didn't. You're just mauling her in this closet.
Yeah. And I think partially it's because he, like, is still trying to break the curse.
Yeah.
You know, she needs Amarantha for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, okay, so at the very end, she dies. She dies. So she finishes the tasks, and she's like, all right. And then she just, like, breaks her neck. Amarantha, like, breaks Feyre's neck, I think. And she's a human.
Yep.
She dies.
And then, but remember, like, we find out later that the reason she doesn't actually die is because, like, Rhys is, like...
He, like, sucked her soul up.
He's, like, basically tethering her to her body still. And, like...
How casual. How unmate-like.
And then they all... Yeah. And then... We don't know it at the time. And then they all
the High Lords.
They all sprinkle some magic into her. Not realizing it's giving up some of their magic.
Yeah, I don't know who starts that. Like, who's like... I guess, did Rhys start it?
It's probably Rhys.
He was like... Yeah. They're like, come on, guys. Pitch in.
Yeah. And they all... She's like, she just saved our butts.
That is true.
Yeah, we owe her.
And then Amarantha does she just like leave? What happens?
She dies, I thought.
Did we kill her at the end?
I think she dies.
Is that this book?
Did she die? I thought she died.
Probably. She's probably our bad guy that we killed to begin.
Because she's not there at the end.
Because we end up getting
I forget who like deals the blow. But
maybe does Tamlin do it after he's like free? Because she has. Let's do order of events. She has to like. He loses his mask. She has to take those off first. After
she admits she loves him, the curse breaks.
So the masks are gone.
Like, they're at full power, essentially.
Yeah.
And then he might kill her.
Yeah. After she breaks his neck.
Yeah, after she breaks his neck.
That would make sense. Like, you kill my mate, I'm going to kill you. And then he's like, I'm sad.
Yep.
And they all save her. Yep. And then she's reborn.
Into a fae.
Not just a fae. A high fae.
High fae.
Which there are no women. There's no high ladies.
Yeah.
Which is just, of course.
Yeah. Of course. But yeah, and then it ends. Like, that's how it ends. I was
trying to look to see, like, what the actual ending was.
Like, she's in Spring Court, and...
Yeah. Does she just, like, go back... She...
I can't remember if he proposes at the end of this, or if they just kind of know they're going to get married. I don't remember.
Let's go home, I said, and shook his hand.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, so she just... They just go home, and you feel like it's happily ever after.
Yeah, that's literally...
Did you write that?
HEA heart, but I'm sure that's all ruined in the second book, which I'll be ordering tomorrow.
Yes.
I
love it.
Oh yeah, one of my notes says, "She fucking dies!" with like exclamation points, and then it says, "Whew, close call." But yeah, it is. It's a good
retelling.
It is.
If you take it for what it's worth, it's just a good retelling.
Yeah.
But there's so much more.
And I can't wait for the next ones.
Yeah.
But anyway, Court of Thorns and Roses. ACOTAR. The OG. When you say ACOTAR, this is what you're actually talking about. Because, yeah, I can even, like, off the top of my head, name the names of the other books. Like, Wings and...
ACOMAF, Court of Mist and Fury. ACOWAR is a court
of...
Ruin? Wings and Ruin.
Yeah. Starlight.
Frost and Starlight.
Is the Christmas one.
Silver Flames.
Yeah.
Which they stop abbreviating them after ACOMAF, or after ACOWAR.
Yeah. It's fair.
Yeah. But yeah.
Who are we cheersing to? gonna cheers to Lucian.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Catch us next time for ACOTAR.
Yes, where we really get into it.
The fun stuff.
Bye. Jeez Louise.